I'm a long-term Destiny fan. I've been playing Destiny ever since its existence on PlayStation 4, betas, alphas, the whole shebang. Destiny is a really cool game. It's really something. It's evolved over the years. There's been some dry spells, some exciting spells, some angry spells, a little bit of everything. And that's what makes a community. That's what creates us. The events that take place inside the game and outside of the game. There are things that some of us players have experienced things in game that no one else will get to experience ever again. You just have that little bit of memories. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Just like a relationship with the game that you're never going to be able to recreate for someone else. And I just wanted to talk about the game today, and hopefully this kind of reaches out to Bungie or someone who works for Bungie so that they can think about it or relay messages. Just have a one-on-one talk with one of your gamers. I don't usually do things like this, but we're heading into the Witch Queen. We're heading into a new era of Destiny, and I just wanted to drop some ideas on the plate here. First off, I am a software developer myself. I develop apps for Android. I'm a little bit of a freelancer. It's not a profession. I would love to turn it into a profession someday, but I understand the work and the troubles that go on in the background being a software developer. So when you guys take the heat of something that goes bad in the game or something goes wrong, I kind of understand what you guys go through. Probably on a completely different level, but I can relate in a little bit. But what we're going to do is just, play and talk at the same time. I wouldn't consider myself a hardcore player, but I like to make sure that I get the good stuff. If there's something that I want, I will get it. But let's go ahead and just go take a walk somewhere. One of my favorite places to take a walk. See if we can find any new players. It's always fun. What do we want to use today? Of course. Why not? But to start out this conversation, I believe that this game could go a completely different direction as far as like the open world scenario goes. I understand that bringing an open world to a first person shooter is very difficult, very time consuming. There's just like limitations that you got because of how big the levels can get. The problems that you can run into, like people escaping the maps and all that fun stuff. But there's a lot of things that could be done here. Like for instance, I know a lot of the enemies that have spawn in here are always the same. Maybe different groups, different spawning groups, different types of enemies. They're not always gonna be there. Tony, what's up, man? But scenery like that should be explorable. We don't need a barrier. We don't want to be felt like rats. There's no issue why we shouldn't be able to go down there and even if there's nothing down there for us, just let us go explore it. That's why a lot of us escape these maps and break the boundaries of the game, because we just want to go explore. We just want to see new scenarios and sceneries and just cool hangouts. Or at least like spawn randomly loot chests and, you know, secret bosses, secret enemies. But this whole barrier thing, it's getting old. Um, we live in a next generation gaming era where we should be able to break some boundaries on our own. You know, I would just like to go over there and check out what's in that building. I understand it's a lot of work to do those things, but creating soft content just to allow the player just to do different things, As far as like a barrier goes, there's water here, make the water go down deeper and make that the barrier. Like, I can't swim. Okay. Surround the area with water, surround the area with a massive wall. These death barriers, these kill barriers, they come in handy for certain circumstances. I get it, like boss arenas, but explorable areas like this, I want to see more. I want to go explore. So let's go take a walk back here. One of the areas in this map in particular that drove me nuts was, bringing a map back from Destiny 1 and having this major event take place with the splicers and just pretending that it never happened and wiping that content off the map. Like the slashes, you already did the damage. You already showed that the splicers did damage to the Cosmotron. You should have left it there. It could. A lot of people are going to ask questions like, "What is that? Why is that there?" Yeah, but that gives a reason for older players to come in and be like, "Yeah, this event took place," and just kind of explain it to them. Be the ones to provide the lore to those players, You don't have to be the ones providing the lore to us all the time. Sometimes we can do it for you. Shank. But this is one of my favorite areas just because of the fact that it's got that like creepy, dark, you don't know what's around the corner sort of place. Just that dark entrance to the game, that this is where you started, this is where it all took place, this is all where it began. But I feel like, more could have been done with it as far as like soft content goes. Like, this drives me nuts. These little corridors that just stop, that's a door. To me, that's a door. That's like a Zelda door, Turn that. Completely new area unlocked. The map itself. The map should expand as much as we want it to. That's what drives us insane for content-wise, is because we have this entire planet to explore and only so much of it. The planet should be actually like rotatable. In this map, have a tab or have it rotate, slide, expand. You don't have to add more planets to the map. You can just add more explorable territory. Whether it's randomly generated, like Lost Sectors. Lost Sectors should be randomly generated in the game and change every week on reset. Whether it's just little hole that you fall into and there's nothing in there. Okay, you discovered it. Add some points to your lore tab. Or you go inside and it's a thrall nest and you kill all the thrall and you get some loot. Or there's this mini boss inside. Or an exotic quest. Or, you find like a downed guardian from the past and then there's a full set of loot for you waiting for you. Or just a random hard to find legendary weapon or a cloak. Something, something that makes it entertaining to go into them anymore. I just feel like you guys have to force us into Lost Sectors now because there's no point in going in them. If Lost Sectors were randomly generated and created random content to the game, that's a big thing. That small tweak would be big. Just these small boss arenas, small wave after wave. You go in, just a chest, or it's just this huge tunnel that just goes forever, or it ends up turning into a dungeon. You know, this week's Lost Sector, if you go here, it's created a dungeon. Go check it out. You know, you can turn these into events. Just these static Lost Sectors get boring very quick. And I think that when you guys first introduced Lost Sectors, it was an exciting thing. But now, over the years, it's like, yeah. What's the point of me going in there, fighting all the way to the end to get a blue? No, it's there for you to explore. I think that would be a really cool thing. Like randomly generated Lost Sectors. And simple stuff like this, like the water, you know, maybe have it dry up every once in a while, have dynamic weather, add weather to the planets. Like, is this always going to be sunny here? Like night and day, heavy rainstorm, thunderstorm, lightning storm, fog, mists, you know. Dynamic weather makes a difference in everything. And even if it's a past planet, adding those things to that content makes it new, makes it refreshed, makes it want to explore it a little more. Maybe when it's thunderstorming out, have the place littered with hive, you know, I don't know. Take advantage of the events to do something new. You know, maybe it's thunderstorming out and all the hive are out, and it just becomes this massive open season for loot, for farming, you know. Go kill all the hives and do some massive farming. It's just small stuff to keep the game going. You know? You gotta think like that. Jesus, that kind of scared me. Anyways. But yeah, Lost Sectors, randomly generating, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. And the same thing could be going into the destinations map as well. Like, maybe there's an event where there's an asteroid that comes through our solar system, and we can land on it and fall in, or, you know, maybe a new enemy, or secrets of a new enemy, like something that introduces us to something new, or you go on the asteroid and the Cabal have already made this station and you can land on it and get like rewards from it, or you know, a special vendor like Xur, or you know, a special Cabal vendor that offers materials for us exclusively from that time limit that event is there. You know, have the asteroid appear for a few days and then it goes away. Or, you know, a ship, a Cabal ship, a fallen ship, a carrier. You know, make the map itself dynamic, make it change over time. You know, that's the kind of vibe that I got when Destiny first came out. Like, have the game have events based on what's going on in the solar system. You know, maybe in real life we have like a solar flare taking place or a comet is going by. Make that happen in the game. You know, we have like, especially, you know, events going on in real life. So find a way to tie them into the game itself. You know, look at this schmuck. You good? Okay. No, just stop. Just stop. There. Sorry. Yep. I know I just took all your glory. But, you know, it had to be done. You were struggling, man. But like dynamic weather in this area, it would be great. You know, take on a tank and it's like pouring rain, a thunderstorm you can barely see. You know, it would make the difference. I know we've seen hints of it before, but destructible terrain, trees falling down, breaking, catching on fire, trees regrowing. You know, this part of the map bugs me. You know, I know that there's something here, Um, but just trying to pretend that it doesn't exist, it just bothers me. You know, and you could even take that to your advantage in seasons. Like as the season goes on, have events take place that open up certain parts of the map to unlock new soft content, and that content could go away, and you unlock different parts of a map for another season. Expand on the worlds before they go away. Vault planets every year, but throughout the seasons, open up the maps, open up the content, make it more explorable. Have meaning to those planets when they release. Europa. We could have made that map 4 times bigger by the time we vault it. There's a lot of secrets to Europa that we don't know yet that we could be exploring, and but we just choose not to. I know it's a lot of work, but things that could make the game better, more explorable, more dominant, per se. The content doesn't have to have a reason to exist. Just add it as explorable territory. Have adventures, bring back adventures to unlock these areas of the map. Little quests, vendor quests. Go here and, add more patrol areas. Kind of like how we entered the Dreadnought in Destiny 1. We found a way there and we started unlocking patrols. Do that here. There's no reason why we can't. Oh, you walked right into that, pal. I didn't know I could stand on that. Zoop. And then these special events here, these patrol events, you should find a way to make them more difficult as you increase level. Whether it's more enemies or you shorten the time. They just get a little bit boring over time. And these catches, I think we should be able to destroy them. Poof. Hey, pal. Yeah, I shot your sparrow. What are you gonna do about it? Dirty Mike and the boys. I'd like to meet these boys. What did I screw up? Nope. Ah! Got a little quiet there. Finish this up and get on to a different subject here. Thinking too much to talk, even though there's really not much to think about. I'm not sure if these spots change over time. Like when you're doing something like this, like these public events, the same thing over and over and over again. These fallen program to come down and try and stop you. They should do like a little bit different each time, Hard mode, you drop 3 tanks, boom, boom, boom. You know, program the event to take place based on how many guardians are at the spot at the time. So we got 5 guardians here, 4, 5, doesn't matter. We're all past level 200. Obviously, we're going to win. This would be the perfect opportunity to kind of surprise us a little bit. Drop 4 spider tanks right on us, out of the blue. Boom, 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 boom. Oh crap! Things just got difficult.
Many guardians in range. We've got hostiles in the area.
No, we don't. They're all dead. Don't lie to me. But surprising changes that affect the field based on how many guardians are in the public zone. The public event would be affected by how many players are currently there and what's going to happen next. That would be great. Whoa. I got the loot. I don't have that yet. I love these dark areas. We need more places like this. Just caves, conduits, Kakarot. You okay, Carrot? Super Saiyan my butt. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Changes in the map again. Maybe there's a day where the electric's on, or it's blinking, or the Fallen have fixed things up a bit in here. Cosmetic changes over time. Maybe you come down here one day, one part of the week, and it's just covered in cobwebs, spiders, and there's nothing down here because it's just gotten boring. No one came down here for any reason. Cosmetic changes are a big deal, even if it doesn't mean anything. Poof, you're dead. It'd be great if you could, do an assassination on a shank and just grab it and hurl it towards them. Raw. It'd be great. The Sparrow thing. We need more vehicles in Destiny. Please. I feel like there could be a lot of cool events and levels that could take place if we had multi-person vehicles. Some actual land vehicles. Tires on the ground. Have our own Warthog run. Have our own vehicle events, If I could, throw my fire team into a land vehicle and we just go on a drive. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Or some boss fight where you're going up against this massive creature and you guys are in a vehicle and you just trying to get away and you finally get to a spot where you can't run anymore and you gotta fight it. You could do so much with vehicles. So much. Yep, look at all the things that we were capable of doing in Halo with vehicles. A lot of the best moments in Halo was on a Warthog, was on an ATV, was on a Ghost. Don't lie to yourself. Add more vehicles to the game. It doesn't have to be all Sparrows and Pikes and tanks. Add some wheels to the suckers. Bring the forklift back. Do some crazy stuff. But vehicles, we need to work on vehicles, Even if we add more vehicle types to ride around in, not just the Sparrow, invent something else. It doesn't have to be a default thing all the time. We got all these weapons. Create different vehicle types to match personalities, to match classes. Maybe the Warlocks have their own vehicle type. Maybe the Titans have scooters. Maybe the Hunters have, I don't know, Harleys? I don't know, man. Titans and scooters, definitely. Definitely. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Screw off. Screw off, pal. Have any swords? Where are my swords at? Where are my swords? Where are my swords? That's a good question. There it is. Kinda scared me for a second. There. Allows us to look at the detail a little bit more. Wah! I would love to, like, pull the eyeball out of a servitor or be able to kick it when I do a finisher and it actually plows into other enemies. Like, make sure that the body, when you're doing a finisher, is still physically there in the game. Like the Trials of Osiris finisher. Like, kicking the servitor into a bunch of enemies. Oh. Can we make it happen, please? One request. You gotta take something from this video. One request. I want to be able to take a servitor and kick it into the shanks. But no. No. Can't have that. You know. If it bounces off of walls, it should bounce into enemies. Come on. Come on. Make the game feel like you grab the controller, you're like, yeah! You gotta have more of those moments. I'm not even excited to be here. I'm just mutilating everything here. There's just I feel like I'm in, like, playing a marathon or Doom. I'm just shooting just to get through. No reason to be here. Nothing. Like, I really don't understand why these parts of the map are, like, server locked so that more Guardians don't show up. Like, it'd be kind of cool to every once in a while run into a stray, just kind of exploring. Like, hey, what's up? What are you doing here? Like, imagine going through here if it was dark out. Pitch black. Oh. Oh. Lights are out. Lights are flickering. There shouldn't be this much light in here. Should be gone. Should be dead. Nobody from nowhere, huh? Oh, man.
My scanners are picking up an object descending rapidly from low level orbit. Probably another war set.
No, it's a space ogre falling from orbit. Oh! A space ogre. Guys, you gotta make it happen. Please. What is that? It's a space ogre! Shoot it! Make a gun out of it! Guys, we have torch battles, torch cannons, and Crucible. Can I please have a relic mode? a Crota mode, a sword mode. You know, everybody uses swords, and you know, make it like Iron Banner, where all the captured points are captured, and then the team that captured all the points gets Crota swords. You know, please add the relics in Crucible, like the Crota swords. Just make a mode out of it, please. You know, make a mode for physical weapons only. I think that'd be so cool. And I want a staff, please. I want a staff, a hunter staff, please. Take the arc staff, turn it into a physical weapon. I just want a staff, please. Like Keelik from Soul Calibur, make a staff weapon, please. I am begging you. I don't care if an exotic or blue. I just want a staff. You know, if I had to deal for the fact that that was a beginner melee weapon and it was a blue, I would use it. I would use it. I just want to see staffs. I just want to see more physical weapons, you know. That'd be great. But I really want a staff, you know. How cool would it be if you had like a master staff that shot out like a bolt of energy, or you could do some sick ninja moves with it, or you know, you're jumping and you slam the staff into the wall and you can hang there for a while, or you could add like remove shatter dive from the hunters and implement shatter drive into the weapon, you know. Come stabbing down with the staff, break the ice, you know? Got some ideas. Start putting them on paper. Shatter dive with the staff. Give this guy a staff, period. What happened to the days of Destiny where we handed exclusive weapons to people that no one else could have? Gotta get a staff. I want a staff. Tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I will make it to what's her face's boss arena. What's her face? The Brood? I don't know. No, it's not Sadia. Ooh. No, I want the plant. See you in December. Look at all the loot chest. If I get to the boss arena through patrol mode, you owe me a staff. Okay? I'm only making that bet because I know I can do it. I wouldn't make a bet if I knew I couldn't do it. Right? Right. This kind of stuff excites me. I love this stuff. Ludunk. Look at my cape. It's doing some funky shit. How did I do this? What? Got me all excited. Now I gotta go back. It's not gonna stop me. You're not supposed to be here. Load back. I'm a hunter. I get to places where you don't want me to be. Was that a Warmind cell? I haven't seen one of those in forever. Ore mine cells were the best. Piss off. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. How did I do this? There's a method to my madness. It's not. Oh. Oh. Son of a. Help! Ghost. I need some help. I'm stuck in the wall. Let's try that again. I can do this. I just having some difficulty. Two types of people in this world: coffee drinkers and smokers. And then there's people in this world that can't jump into a hole. I swear to God, if you guys patch this hole, I'm going to be upset. Technically, it'd probably be a good idea, because if you're running this Nightfall and you are running in pass with your fire team, you could have one player come out here and kind of cheat the system a little bit. Oh, I wonder if I have to jump up there. Whoa, that was like a triple jump there. Am I jumping out of the load zone? I am. It's wicked. Whoop! Up. Made it to the boss arena. See? I told you I could make it there. Don't ever play hide and seek with me in Destiny. Don't. You know, this is one of the things that I do. I love finding things like this. A lot of people call it cheating and hacking. I just find it fun, you know. Me being a software developer and seeing how you guys build these maps by layers, and it's kind of cool. It's really cool. Can I get in there? Maybe? You can't zap me out now. Oh. Oh. It's like there's a floating barrel. I don't think I've... explored in here yet. What What is clicking? That's kind of scaring me. It's kind of wicked. What? No, that would be in the Forgotten Shore. Right? Trust of Compass. Yeah. That'd be back here. Looks like it, but it's not. That's the Skywatch entrance. That's very interesting. Jump, monkey! Made it. That's not what I wanted. I'm not the greatest glitcher in the world. I'm not Froggy, one of my favorite followers. Oh. Yeah, Boss Arena. Get the heck out of here. Crucible. Crucible. Let's talk about Crucible. I don't know how many of you were around when Halo was around, but we need to talk. This could be so much better. We have two types of players in this world, the PvP and the PvE. This system should be created to the point where players should not even be able to touch player versus enemy activities to level up. There should be a reward system every week, besides the quest, kind of like Halo Reach had. Just a reward system that, there's goals to meet that rewards you. The seasonal challenges are good. But when it comes down to the Crucible, the player versus player area, there should be enough pinnacle rewards in some way for them to level up just as fast as player versus player users. I have people on my friends list who refuse to touch the player versus enemy world. And they struggle with light level because they just don't want to touch it. They just solely rely on this stuff. Iron Banner should not be the answer. Trials of Osiris should not be the answer. There should be goals. There should be challenges. There should be, just milestones. Luna's Howl. The other one, what was it? Let's go back to the past really quick. Hand cannons. That was a cool gun, Warden's Law. Kindled Orchid, that was a good gun. Trust was a good gun. Rose was a good gun. It could have been better. Ostringer, never had one. Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. Those were the times where we had a reason to play Crucible. Just pinnacle rewards that were rewarded after so many achievements, so many internal achievements. They weren't a seasonal challenge. I wouldn't consider them pinnacle weapons. Maybe they were. But it was just a milestone in Crucible that you would hit, and you earned this really cool weapon, and then if you kept going with the challenge, you can earn an upgraded version of it, or something equivalent, something new, something. It had a reason to exist. These guns, they have memories tied to them that can't be replaced by many of other weapons. You know, how long did it take you to get Not Forgotten? How much time did it take to earn those weapons? Redrix. Oh. They all got memories to them that, you know, we really haven't had the opportunity to replicate, you know. But these guns, they are great. They're non-replaceable. Don't want to talk about it. Swift Ride, that was a cool gun. I like that one. Right side or wrong? I think that was, yeah, that was a cool weapon. What was another one? Inaugural Egg Dress, that was a cool one. Frost. I don't think I've gotten that weapon. Where's that come from? I don't think I've ever seen a Scholar Adept yet. Tango. I miss that weapon. No feelings. Oh, that dropped from the raid. At this point, I never got that. Trustee still trying to get that one. I need more bows. Can we see crossbows? Is that an option? Crossbows? Like, I don't know if they would be considered a heavy weapon or not, but crossbows, please. Crossbows. I want to see crossbows. There was another thing here. I know I'm shooting out of the park here. Can you bring back dual wielding? Is that an option? Halo 2, Halo 3, come on. Dual wielding, that was great. I know that the balance of that, there is no balance. That would completely break a lot of things, but some sort of weapon type that is considered as a one-hander, like a scout rifle light, or no, not a scout rifle, a light hand cannon, a light submachine gun, a light sidearm, you know, be able to pick those up and dual wield them, mix them up, create a combat system where that would work. It's a weird thing to discuss, but dual wielding, you know, once you're dual wielding, it disables like special abilities, you know. There's no problem with that. There's no reason to not do that, you know, when you're dual wielding weapons. You know, have your supers disabled, have your special abilities disabled. That's the weapon system that you have chosen. You know, still be able to hold these weapons in like your primary and secondary slot, but, you know, have a weapon combination where instead of your super. The super goes off and you're dual wield for that moment of time. You know, maybe a kinetic super, a kinetic type. You know, release a kinetic class type that's just aimed towards weapons. You know, engage your kinetic super type. You're dual wielding your weapons for a short amount of time. Just throwing ideas out there. Come on. That is why I'm here today, is ideas. When you're working for something for so long, or the same people, it's very hard to come up with ideas like this. Because you're just thinking about the same thing over and over again. When you bring a new person into the mix, I need some more dark subclasses. I know it's a lot of work, but I feel like Stasis has been, I don't want to say nerfed because I want to say it's been ruined. You know, I was very satisfied with how Stasis worked several months ago. But I understand that a lot of people don't like Stasis because it's new. It's affecting their game types. It's affecting their builds. They don't like it, so they want to nerf it. They want to say that it's broken. I like Stasis. It's something new, something that changes the playing field a little bit. There are some annoying aspects against it, yes, but we need more ways to combat Stasis. That's why it's annoying. We don't have anything to combat against it. You know, maybe release mods that make fighting Stasis easier, you know. A weapon type mod that shatters Stasis crystals faster or shoots through them. Or maybe an armor mod that melts Stasis crystals as soon as you get to them. That's only active on a solar subclass. Maybe a Stasis mod for an ally that absorbs the ice, or, you know, flips it around and makes it your own. Create weapons that combat Stasis. That's the problem. We have nothing to combat against it. The light subclasses that's been with us for years, it was easy to combat against because they were built to combat against one another. Stasis, it's just like, poof! I'm here to ruin everything. You know? That's the problem. You didn't have anything to combat against it. That's why it was kind of a risky thing that released Stasis by itself, by its own dark subclass. So, introducing other ones, you won't be able to do the same. You know? You won't be able to do the same thing with the other subclasses, because there are going to be other subclasses that we get that are worse than Stasis. It's coming. But we need a balanced system where if we're going to introduce something new, we need to find a way to combat against it. You know, like if a Titan throws out their bubble shield, Ward of Dawn, and, you know, maybe the Stasis should be able to, like, coat the entire thing in ice and be able to shatter it, you know, some extent. Me personally, I'm not, like the Stasis Supers, I'm not very satisfied with them. I wish that there were several versions of our Supers with Stasis. Maybe you guys are reworking the light subclasses to be the same thing, like one particular super, that's it. But I hate the Revenant super. I hate it. I wish it was just like something sudden. Like if I could throw both of them at once, both of the scythes at once, not whoosh and whoosh, and there's like this 2-second delay where if I get shot, the super is done. It should be down. No, it's like a golden gun, you know? You get one chance to take that sucker out. Don't screw it up or you're dead. Same thing. Or, you know, like a super where the hunter does this massive shatter drive, like in the video. where Anna just hits the ground with Shatter Drive and the whole thing just shatters. That should be a super. That should be a super. You know, don't advertise things in videos that we can't have, like her ghost. If it's a ghost. I don't think it is, but I know it's teasing stuff. I know that's how you sell, but that's why a lot of people get angry. They see something they can't have. Crucible. When I started it, this system just needs redone. There should be 4 or 5 categories here. Let's say 4. We got social, ranked, Iron Banner, Trials of Osiris. Pick a circle. Okay, let's pick social. Ting. A list of game types drops down. 4v4, 6v6, 8 versus 8. Scout rifles only, pulse rifles only, precision weapons only, rocket launchers, explosive ordnance, snipers, the SWAT game, I forget what it's called. Momentum control, there it is, right there. Momentum control. You know, you don't have to have these cycling out all week. You know, just create a list of games that we can happily choose every week. There are people who will see a list of game types in Crucible like, I'm out for the week. This is a crap selection. There is. You know, if we had just a list of game types that we could choose and what guns are going to be used, it'd be great. You know, okay, I want to play by myself today, so I'm going to select the solo queue, the solo playlist. I want a game type with scout rifles. Okay. Now comes the talk. What if people don't have a scout rifle in their inventory? Give them one. You know, when the game starts, you know, have a message pop up. You don't have the requirements. What would you like to do? Back out or borrow a weapon? You know, give them a blue. Give them a randomized blue or a random legendary. You know, give them a weapon. Temporarily give them a weapon to use in the game type. And then in the ranked, you know, you must have these requirements. You know, you must have 2 scout rifles, or you must have a hand cannon and a scout rifle. That would make things so practical. You know, Crucible would jump immediately because people could play what they wanted to play with. Scout rifles, hand cannons, submachine guns, assault rifles, precision only, all-out big-scale battle, you know, vehicles, explosives, everything. Supers, no supers, supers disabled, special abilities disabled. You know, you have so many options that you could do here, and we don't. We just don't. And I wish we did. Bungie created Halo, which is one of the biggest multiplayer franchise on this planet right now, which Destiny is right there. That would top it. That would seriously top it. No. I don't like Control. I would much rather have a 6 versus 6 just kill each other. 6 versus 6 rumble. I just want to shoot guys. I just want to try out my loadout. I don't want to sit here and focus on the Control and have Joe Schmo yelling at me because I'm not taking B. I just want to play multiplayer. And this setup just kind of forces me into game types that I don't like. You know? Truth be said, it needs work. There's no reason why we couldn't pull this off. It would make the multiplayer side of this so much better if we had actual game types to choose from. I mean, go into a private match, select our game type. Okay, let's do Clash. Select a map, match limit, score limit. abilities enabled, disabled, weapons. The list could keep going. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to achieve. So yeah, that's my thought on Crucible. I just feel like the Destiny Crucible side should be evolved into a more standardized system. This was cool at first, and I understand that it's an easy user interface, click, point, go. But there should be like matchmaking playlists that we should choose from, that we should be able to go into, and then maybe have a separate area that's set up just like this, somewhere else, rotation playlists, go in, here's the weekly playlist in this area. Control 6v6, elimination, rumble, survival, momentum, control in one area, the weekly playlist. Play these games, play this playlist for so many matches, and we'll give you a pinnacle. All right. After I get my pinnacle, I'm going to jump out and go back to Team Crucible, play some 12 versus 12, and shoot some kids in the face. That's how it should be. It's how it should be. I'm not going to say anything about Iron Banner because it's constantly evolving over time, and I know you guys are trying. Trials has definitely improved over the time. It's supposed to be an endgame event. It's supposed to allow players to be recognized as the top, and not for everybody. If I come across some average player who's decked out in Trials armor and has a flawless title, I expect them to be good. I expect them to be a challenge. And when the game ends and my score is 62 versus 13, there's a problem. Big problem. Big problem. Strikes, they're starting to get boring. I ultimately think Battlegrounds was an upgrade. I like it. I like how Battlegrounds worked. They felt more like anything could happen. It was more of a mix-up. There were things that happened that you weren't really expecting sometimes, just because the battlefield was so much bigger. I feel that the Vanguard playlist could benefit from a few extra things, like maybe just a boss mode. You get dumped into an arena and you're dumped with 6 people or 4 people, 3 people, like challenging events, and you see how many bosses you can go until you die. See how far you can go. Make it just a challenge mode for players. Let's see how far we can go today. You get to wave 26 and there's now 3 bosses on the field. There's a bunch of enemies. Raid difficulty. Just keep going and going. You don't set a limit. You just let players see how far they can go. Like a survival mode. Strikes, they're kind of cool. Just the same path over and over and over again. If they had different ways of going about the end point, like same boss, same starter, but if you could mix up the enemies, like in Destiny 1, how we had different variants of the strike, like a Taken version and a regular version, yes. But in Destiny 2, make it so you still start at the same starting point and the same end point, but different paths, different ways to complete the strike. Maybe have like 3 or 4 different variants where it takes you through different routes throughout the map to get there. When I start a strike and I see players just zoom off, past the enemies, and just get to the very end as soon as possible, that disappoints me. Okay, at that point, the game is broken. No one wants to do it correctly. Strikes need to have specific routes, specific barriers to force the player to play the game correctly, and the bosses need, protective points. Like, you do so much damage, phases. Do so much damage, do something, unlock the boss to do damage. That phase ends, you do something else. Whether it's like going from different battle arenas to different survival areas, you know, get dumped on by a bunch of enemies, or if the boss is trying to do something like hack into something, tear something down, break something, or if they're running off and you gotta chase after them. One of the most iconic boss battles is Inverted Spire. I remember when it was first showcased. And I remember the developers talking about how as the boss's health got lower and lower, the enemies kept on pouring in faster, and they were shooting more aggressively. Yeah, we need more of that. I feel like there's some bosses now where it gets to about like a pubic hair amount of health left, and things just stop happening, and it basically lets you kill them. And that shouldn't be the case. There should be events that cause problems. That's my thought on strikes. Mix it up. Mix it up. Number one, I love Gambit. I absolutely love Gambit. Do something with it. Please. More maps. More modes. Something to work for. You know, maybe Gambit doesn't have to mean that it's the Gambit game type. Maybe Gambit just means, you know, making a bet on something. You know? And just make entitled to different weird game types, you know. Maybe this would be the place where you could put a survival mode, like have the drifter bet on something, like I bet you can't get this far. And if you get that far, you get a bunch of loot, you get rewarded, you get money, you get glimmer, you know. Create like a 4-player activity or a 6-player activity, and your goal is just survive. You know, you get thrown into the 9 realm, and you got a timer, and it just keeps going until you die. And you just get dumped on enemies, taken, you know, whatever the case may be. Shadow Thrall, whatever. But, you know, you're traveling through the 9 realm, and you just got to survive. It's kind of like the other game type that we used to have. I miss that. I really do. That was cool. But, you know, turn that into like a survival mode. Like, no timer. Not say, like, after 12 minutes you're done. Just let it keep going. See how far you can get. You know? Create modes that allow us players to party up and be like, I want to play this today. Alright, let's do it. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see how long we can last today. Let's see if we can get to wave 20. Let's see if we can take out 60 bosses. And, you know, add, like, you know, difficulty requirements, like no mods, or supers disabled, or, you know, just rotational difficulties. But Gambit itself, I do like Gambit. I just wish that we did more with it. You know, maybe there's a brand new Gambit Prime mode where the arenas are actually right next to each other, and there's like barriers holding like completely surrounding us, and then, you know, something happens, the barriers drop, and enemies can travel from one platform to the next, one arena to the next, where, you know, you could take out a sniper rifle and just pop the guys right from your arena from the other side. Or, you know, something happens where a big boss drops in the middle, and whoever kills it first gets the most loot or gets the most points. Or, you know, something happens where you gotta team up, like a glitch in the system, and, you know, everything goes haywire, and Drifter just needs everybody to cooperate and go fix the problem really quick. There's a lot of things that we could do with Gambit. And we choose not to. Boom, 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 boom. What else? I think I'm going to call it a day. I think that I've expressed myself on how I feel about the game. I love Destiny, I really do. I just wish it expanded a little bit more into the open world. Whether that's something that could be planned for another game years down the road or now, but dynamic changes, asteroids, comets, weather, lost sectors randomly generating, just events that happen in the map. And, we have no control over it. As a developer, just say, hey, we're detecting something entering our solar system, it's like, it's a new planet that we can land, or not a planet per se, but an asteroid or a ship. It comes in, we can land on it, we can get something exclusive, it's gone the next day, or it's gone in a few hours. But something else will happen to kind of keep the players interested and actively playing. You're going to get crap that says, oh, hey, I missed this and I'm never going to see it again. Okay. You'll have another chance. There'll be something else happening that might be better. Dynamic changes. I would love to see some more of that happening. Whether dual wielding, a staff, please, staff. Give me a staff. Yeah, I think I've expressed myself. I will probably do another video later, but I think I've expressed myself today of how I feel about things. Ooh. Sweet. My final talk of the day is to kind of talk about this. I have no problems with the in-app purchases. It's just like a game or an app that you download on your phone. Let's use Pokemon Go, for example. I buy Pokeballs. I buy items because I don't want to work for them. There. Everybody does. It's the same problem here. If I want something, yeah, I'm going to buy it. These aren't requirements to the game. It's just to make the game more interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff behind a paywall, but that's how we make our money. Now, the prices to the DLC, that could be a different thing. I think Destiny is in a point in time where we're wanting all these changes that I think it would be a good opportunity to start talking about subscriptions. I feel that instead of paying $100 and some for the year to purchase a DLC, that it might be just as much to pay $10 a month to play Destiny. Would you earn more money doing that way, or is selling the DLCs the way that you want to go? This has turned into a massive multiplayer online game, cross-console play, the whole shebang. And there's so many things that we have planned for it. Is selling DLC the way that we want to go? Or do we just want to just grow the game, make everything free, like the DLC free, the events free, the seasons free, but have people go to the subscription rate? Maybe have options. Maybe have, do you want to pay a monthly subscription, or do you want to pay $100 some and you're paid up for the year? If you think about it, we're paying $100 for a DLC. That's all the DLC for the year, all the season access, $100. Or pay $10 a month, and someone's making a little extra money somewhere. That would be $120. But for the players who, want to take a break, okay, I'm done for Destiny for a while, I need a break, cancel subscription. They don't feel obligated that they're paying anything because they stopped. They stopped paying. Okay, I'm done playing Destiny. I'm going to stop paying for a while. I'm going to wait until new content comes out. Okay, jump back in, pay that monthly subscription, unlock everything. I'm good to go. I know that there are barriers around that where, what if I want to cancel? Okay, but after so many days or so many hours of play, we can't refund you. But I feel that Destiny is in a position where we should start thinking about monthly subscriptions. I would be one of those people who would do it. I feel that there's enough going to be happening with this game that we should start thinking about it, that we should start doing it. There was one other thing that popped up. I know you guys will probably talk about some time down the road, but I really think that the Destiny 2 logo title should be rebranded to something else, like maybe the Universe of Destiny, or just Destiny, or, I don't know. Okay. But I think that we should just get rid of the Destiny 2 logo because, number one, we don't really have a story anymore. The beginning campaign and the beginning storylines are gone. So, if we were to be technical, we'd be in Destiny 3 right now. Destiny 4, I don't know. Destiny 5. But I really think that the whole Destiny 2 thing should be eliminated and replaced with something else. Destiny and the Witch Queen, whatever. Just get rid of the 2. I just feel like we're past that point. Way past 2. Because when you say 2, you play a previous game and you expect it to continue right off of it. That's why it's a sequel, not a revamp. I wouldn't consider this to be a sequel anymore. I consider this as a brand new experience, a new engine. That's my thought process on that. But that's all I have for today. I just want to express myself a little bit for those of you who pay attention to this stuff. Thoughts below. Throw some comments. Talk about it. See what you think. It's been fun.